A very warm welcome, everybody, to the drivers' press conference ahead of the FIA Formula One Belgian Grand Prix. In Group 1, left to right, we have Max Verstappen, Alex Albon and Esteban Ocon will be joining us very shortly. Max, if we could start with you, please. Back at Spa, one of your favourite tracks. From a performance point of view, what can we expect from you and Red Bull? And welcome to Esteban.
I don't know. Let's see tomorrow, to be honest. I mean, I don't know how we are going to perform. It's as simple as that, to be honest.
How do you assess the last two races then? Because Austria seemed strong and then Silverstone a little bit disappointing.
Exactly like that. And that's why I also don't really know what to expect here. So it's better not to think about it too much and just go out.
Look, you're reverting back to the old spec rear wing. Can you explain the thinking behind that?
I think it's quite obvious, no? Why? So, yeah, we'll go back on the old one and then see whenever the latest or the new one is ready again to be used for us.
Let's talk off track. There's been yet more speculation about your future in recent days, recent weeks. Is there any update you can give us?
No.
And what do you make of the speculation?
Nothing.
And do you have a date in mind?
No, there's nothing to say.
So
from my side.
So full commitment to Red Bull 2020?
I said there's nothing to say. So.
Okay. Look, final one from me. You've announced that you're going to work with McLaren young driver Dries van der Donk. What are you going to do for him and how will you split roles with McLaren?
Well, you know, Dries has been a big talent for a long time already in go-karting. And I think you can spot quite quickly when someone is like a little bit more special, you know, than someone else. And I think that has carried on with what he's doing right now in Formula 4. And that's why I think it's just very exciting, you know, to try and help him. Of course, from McLaren side as well. To make the right decisions for his future. I mean, he wants to get to Formula 1, and I'm just trying to make sure that will happen in the future. It's just honestly a very exciting project to be part of.
Thanks, Max. All right. Alex, let's come to you. It's been a bit of a tough run since scoring points in Monaco. What have been the biggest issues with the car?
Just a bit of everything, really. I think there's not one specific trend that we see. The last two races, more than anything, just other teams bring upgrades. You know, we had a smaller one in Silverstone. It worked, but you have to also be honest. The gap to the other midfield cars are at such a point that, you know, the upgrades that we've got on the car are bringing performance, but not enough to fight with them.
Were you expecting more from the upgrade in Silverstone?
No, I think they behaved as we expected. Obviously, we always want more just because you want to close the gap, but actually, it pretty much did what it said.
And when you think of the sort of medium and longer term, do you have any concerns about the direction that Williams is headed?
No, just we're most probably just behind in terms of we started the year late. We started our updates late. We must probably bring less upgrades than other teams around us. So it's just going through that phase. You know, we are in a rebuilding phase. We have a lot to do. There's a lot of changes happening at the factory as well. And in many ways it's frustrating, but it's patience. You know, there's a lot going on behind the scenes, and all for the good. But at the same time, unfortunately, it does feel like some of the upgrades and the processes take a little bit longer in the meantime. So, we do have an upgrade for Baku. Whether or not that puts us fighting with the midfield, we'll see. But it's coming. It's just, it feels like, you know, this whole year so far has just been a little bit on the back foot.
Alex, how much rests on the Baku upgrade in terms of future development?
Not so much. I think the biggest thing for us is to be on weight. I think that's been a big talking point for us, and we know that upgrade that's the goal for it for the most part. There's still some other areas. You know, we know even on just pure downforce, we must be not matching other teams as well. So we still need to work on there. But at the same time, we are already transitioning quite early into next year's car. We're starting to do more and more simulator work on next year's car, and not to say that we'll leave this car behind, but we are thinking long term as well for the best of the team.
Alex, thank you for that. And Esteban, let's come to you now. Can we start by looking back, because it's 10 years since you made your Formula One debut here at Spa with Manor. What are your memories of that first weekend?
Yeah, crazy. Crazy to think it's been 10 years. It's quite, time flies really. I don't feel like I've been in Formula One for 10 years. It feels like I've been here for a couple of years, not more. I'm excited about this weekend. I mean, back then it was very different, of course. It was my debut. There was a lot to learn. I was racing with the faces that I was watching on TV always, Fernando, Jensen, Raikkonen, all these guys. It was quite special. I did a good job because I'm here 10 years later, so it's okay.
What's the biggest lesson you've learnt in that decade?
A lot of things. Of course, I'm a very different driver than I was back then. But the motivation is still the same. The motivation is still to take the car that you have in hands as far as it can go, as high as it can go, and still motivated for as much as I can behind the wheel.
It's been a tough couple of races, just bringing it on to 2026. Been a tough couple of races. What goals have you set yourself for this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a tough couple of races as a team. Of course, we are chasing a bit of performance at the moment. We do have a little bit of new stuff coming this weekend as well. We need to find more performance. I think we extracted the maximum out of the car in Silverstone, which was quite positive. But of course, it was not quite enough. After the start from even quite far back in the order, I went up to P11 and we could not hold the pace of the other midfield cars. So this is what we need to work on. We know that, and we're all focused for doing that. Hopefully here or later when more parts come on the car.
Right. Esteban, thank you for that. Let's now open this to the floor. We will start with the broadcasters. Who's first, please? Yeah, Craig.
Craig Slater, Sky Sports. A question for Max. Max, you're clearly at the top of your game as a driver, at the pinnacle of the sport. The team is transitioning as an engine manufacturer and so on. How confident are you that they can give you the tools to operate where you belong, i.e. at the front, if not this year, then next year? And are you concerned about it seems ongoing loss of engineering names, the latest being Michael Manning?
No, we just looking to the future, trying to fix also, current issues that we have on the car, but that's very like an open discussion. And yes, sometimes you get a little bit disappointed or upset after a race. But for example, after Silverstone, you go home, you reset. On Wednesday, I was back at the factory, and then you prepare again the weekends ahead. That's how I've been operating all the years together. And of course, some years you're just a little bit more competitive than others. But in terms of my approach and how we work as a team, nothing really changes. And that people come and go, I think that's sometimes also part of the process. That sometimes you want people to stay potentially, yes, but I think, sometimes that's just how life is, how sport is as well. And you just have to carry on, try to find also new talent. That's what you also look at all the time. And that's what we do.
Hi, Max. Mariana Becker from TV Global. Do you want to stay in Red Bull next year? Are you driving for Red Bull next year?
Okay, I don't want to go here, say yes and no and this and that about my future. I said already many times that if there was something new, I would say it myself.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Max. Next.
David Croft, Sky Sports F1. Question for Esteban. Congratulations on 10 years as an F1 driver. I think you started 17th, finished 16th in your debut race here for Manor. It's a team that probably didn't have the funding that it would have liked at the time. Are you driving for a team that has similar issues, not quite getting the funding that you or other members of the team would like? And is that one of the reasons you started well this year at Haas and are now lagging behind a little bit in the midfield?
I don't think so. I don't think it's fair to compare how it was in Manor back then. I think we were like 4.5 or 5 seconds off the pace back then. If you look at last year, for example, the way we've developed through the year and the way we've bring the updates later in the year, that helped me to secure 7th place in Abu Dhabi, for example. So we managed to overcome these difficulties. And for example, this weekend we have some new stuff on the car. We will have further updates later in the year. So the team is doing a good job, providing new stuff on the car to keep tracking the performance, keep improving it. Of course, you always want more resources and you always want more stuff, but that's, Ayao's job, not ours. We need to tell him, where we need, of course, more implication, more people, where we are lacking stuff, and that's what we are doing with Oli and the whole team together. But yeah, I got trust in the team that we hopefully will not stay, in that position, and we will improve. We are doing a good job, inside the team at the moment. There is a good talk points, no hiding. Everything is, up to what we need for the future. And we just need to make it happen.
Thank you. Next. Yep.
Question from Max Margot, Canal+. Hello, Max. We're doing a footage around Laurent Mekies. 1 year since he stepped into Red Bull. Can you talk us through this first year alongside with him?
Yeah, it's been really good. I get on very well with Laurent. We speak a lot on track, but also off track. I think the relationship that he has also within the team is great. And everything for me, feels very positive. And I think it's always nice when you can discuss a lot of things with, with your team boss. So from that sense,